As theme park enthusiasts, we are always keen to know what is happening in our favourite parks, especially during the closed season when we can't get in and see it for ourselves. But possibly, things are starting to change in the UK. Okay, so I don't know if I've ever seen this happen in previous years, but this closed season, two parks in particular in the UK are being very, very open with the public and their fan base and telling us exactly what is happening whilst the parks are closed. And that is Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Thorpe Park. Now in one case you've got Blackpool Pleasure Beach who are doing a mini-series on YouTube of winter maintenance. I think they've had 6 episodes at the time of recording. They're like 5-10 minute bite-sized videos showing us behind the scenes. We've seen them pressure washing Valhalla, we've seen them doing all the maintenance on the big one, retracting the big one, doing some stuff for the ghost train, steeplechase, brake lines for avalanche, and various other things. At the same time, there's also, quite well known at the moment in the industry, is Project Sparkle at Thorpe Park. And they are obviously set to become a new record holder this year. They will take the mantle for the tallest ride in the UK from Blackpool when they open Hyperia. Still don't know exactly when that's going to open. It may not be for opening day, but it should be towards the start of the season, hopefully. And I suspect all eyes are going to be on the park. So they have taken the decision to, well, Project Sparkle, make the place sparkly, effectively. And they are doing a hell of a lot of work. They have released pictures fairly frequently, almost daily in some cases, but certainly weekly. We've seen that they are repainting Colossus, which looks fantastic when it's back to its original colour scheme. It was extremely faded in recent years. We've also seen other maintenance similar to Blackpool, maintenance on Saw the Ride, maintenance on Nemesis Inferno, Flying Fish, repainting of Rush. Another example would be the tyre entrance to Stealth, which is really, really faded, and there's a photo that they released where they've started to touch it up and bring it back to jet black. They've obviously got Easy Boulevard coming this year, so that was retheming that old Angry Birds area. So those two parks are sharing a lot of information with enthusiasts whilst the park is closed. In some parks, Alton Towers for example, you can get into the park to an extent during the closed season. So they have Christmas events, next month they have the Pirate Takeover, so you will be able to get in and see some stuff, but you don't have full reign of the park. You can't walk around and see everything. But it did make me think, what about other parks? I put up a poll to ask you guys if you would like to see this in any other parks, and it's no surprise that the top park you would like to see this in is Alton Towers. Obviously they are working on Nemesis Reborn. In fact today they released a short video showing the trains finally testing, running around the track. Good news is, from a clip from BBC, it sounds like the roar is still there, which is fantastic. But from an Alton Towers point of view, they have been a lot more secretive. They are not showing us any of the other stuff. We know from people who have taken outside footage or aerial shots that there is way more going on in, well, what's currently Forbidden Valley. Maybe it won't be anymore, who knows. We've got helicopters, the gun has gone, we know they're redoing some buildings. So they're doing a lot as well, but they're not publicising it. Now, there could be two reasons for this. It may just be that they're just not being transparent in the same way that Blackpool and Thorpe Park are, or it could be that they are intentionally keeping this a secret so that there's a massive surprise for us when we walk into the park. But it did get me thinking, you know, which route should parks go down? You know, is it better that they don't tell us very much and then we all get that surprise when we first walk into the park at the start of the season? Or, you know, as enthusiasts, we like to know information. We're nosy, we want to know everything. You know, how does this ride work? What maintenance are you doing? Is this ride going to get removed? What new rides have you got planned? All that kind of stuff. I mean, Thorpe Park have gone to the extreme that they've shown us pictures. They are pretty much ripping out and rebuilding all the toilet blocks. I mean, that's a detail that they didn't need to go to, right? They are clearly putting a significant investment into the park this year because all eyes are going to be on Thorpe Park. As I said, it's becoming the host of the UK's tallest coaster. Clearly it's going to attract a lot of international visitors, and you can see why they want the park to look its best, because there'll be a lot of new people who have never seen Thorpe Park before. It's also kind of interesting as well, because if you look at it in the UK, you know, all of our parks close for winter maintenance, so there is nothing open. There are some select events, Christmas events where maybe 1 or 2 rides run, but typically parks are fully closed from around November until March. If you look around the world, though, that's not the case. You've got the Disney parks in America, you've got Disney Paris, you've got Efteling, and various other parks that are open 365. So they obviously have to do their maintenance and all their work whilst the park is open. And I think in that case, it's also different because they're not the ones being transparent. Other guests are walking around and seeing things and sharing it on social media. So, you know, the parks could easily get away with being just silent. You know, nobody's in the park, nobody can see, nobody knows what's going on. Obviously we now have people with drones, you get a limited amount of access from around the park, but yeah, I think it's unique in, well, the UK is one of the areas where you don't have 365 parks. But I'm keen to hear what your thoughts are. Is this a good move from these parks? Blackpool in particular has been criticised significantly in the past. They were notorious for not being particularly good at keeping their fans and customers up to date. Valhalla is a case in point. Now obviously that project took significantly longer than anybody hoped. Various reasons, obviously COVID had a huge impact in it, but even when they said it was coming back, they initially thought it was coming back in 2022, even put posters up, that didn't happen. 2023, I think they got kind of burnt and went down the route of say nothing. So hopefully they're starting to come back from that. I have seen a lot more presence from them on social media. Obviously these new winter maintenance videos that they're putting together. So it's interesting to see. I personally love it. I'm just such a geek when it comes to parks. I want to know everything. I want them to share all the details. I want to know what's going on in the parks. But we've got other parks up and down the UK that have got things going on this year. Obviously Drayton Manor, they are doing a lot of work to Shockwave. Well, it won't be called Shockwave anymore. It's getting sit-down trains. It's getting some sort of new theme. They've got their new lift and launch Intamin coaster that's going in. Again, some people have managed to get some sneaky peeks from just outside the park. They did also have a Christmas event, but the park itself isn't telling us anything. And again, I feel like the parks go into one of two camps. They're either very tight-lipped and want to surprise us, or they're very open and transparent. And I sit on the fence about which one is the right approach. I love it when they're transparent, but I'd also love to hear in the comments below which you prefer. Have Blackpool and Thorpe Park gone too far and told us information that should be kept to themselves? Or has Alton Towers and Drayton Manor been too quiet and not kept us up to date with what's happening? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one.